Hello. Today is the never know. What is that? I never know which day we are, to be honest. But I think it's 14th, no, 15th of August. But today is the 14th day of this experiment. But yeah, I'm going to reach the midpoint of this experiment. But I'm so happy. I think I appear really natural talking to the camera. So I think wherever this may lead, no idea. But I'm definitely gaining confidence, and I really don't care that much because I'm very confident on my own skin, and I'm proud to say so because in the past I wasn't like that. So it was a journey. So yeah, I'm in another park. I think this is my preferred area because even though there are many people in this park, it's quite quiet, and everyone in different areas, there are people in groups, people on their own, they are doing their thing. So that's amazing because yeah, everyone is minding their business, and this is exactly what I love, like this kind of and actually we can talk about that because this is exactly that feeling of being surrounded by people but at the same time being on my own. Actually, I think that's my favorite place, my favorite situation. Like, people may say I'm very talkative, or I'm a positive person, joyful person, or because I have several friends, I'm not a hermit or whatever, but I do love being on my own. It's like, if I had camera issues as always, but I was saying, if I had to choose, I'd probably be on my own, like most of the time. Obviously, there are some times that I want to connect with people, of course, or family or close friends, but mostly for deep connections. I'm not, even though I talk a lot, I consider myself more of an introvert in this sense because on my own I'm very, very happy. And whenever I want to connect with someone, is normally whatever gives me energy is these deep connections, all this small talk and things like that I do because in my job and obviously in society we do small talk, we talk about any other things, but there is a point that these things, they drain me much quicker, so I want deep connections or deep talks, or these things actually energize me. And then if not, I have so much going on internally, like my inner world, my imagination, creativity is just, it's a lot. I don't get bored at all on my own, really. I've experienced getting bored not many times in my life, to be honest. I remember when I was younger, someone said to me, "What do you do when you are bored?" And to be completely honest with you, even though I'm doing absolutely nothing, I don't get bored easily because I don't need anything external really to get me stimulated or entertained. So yeah, I'm quite curious. I'm curious. I self inquiry or whatever, question myself about things, engage in thoughts, but not overthinking. Obviously, I overthink sometimes as well. This is the double-edged sword about this, but mostly it's great because you ask yourself many questions. You are always engaged with anything really. I'm very present, and that's why I don't feel I may feel unproductive, but bored. I find joy in many small things. So that's okay. Sometimes, obviously, it's not 100% of the time, but I'm not a person who easily gets bored because even though nothing is going on in my life, and I am on my own for days, and it's not that I keep putting tasks or to-do list to avoid getting bored. No, it's actually I can't be doing nothing for 3 days, and I'm not sure if I would get bored. Maybe a little bit. I haven't tried it. It could be another challenge for me, but I find joy, questions, curiosity, many things. So whatever happens, I maybe engage, a bird just passed by and maybe my mind is thinking about, how they are flying or what kind of bird it is. Like, I have a really engaging mind in this sense, and curious mindset all the time, so a curious personality, so it's great. Sometimes it's the other side is the overthinking, when you need to make a decision, you really meditate the decision, which is good most of the time, but sometimes it's like you can be spiraling a bit because you are thinking it too much in your head. But it's mostly good because you actually approach the decision by from many different angles, and once you made that decision you are very clear why you made it. So I'm happy, and I actually like how I am, and I know there could be some weaknesses or some moments that this could lead to a more like overthinking spiral, but I can self-soothe and regulate back doing other things. So it's good to know oneself and to work. Well, it's good to know oneself and love oneself and start from there, and then to work towards liking oneself more. And once you like yourself, you are at peace, your things, it's the best feeling. I mean, you're not perfect, but you really like how you are because you work towards yourself. Because this is loving yourself and liking yourself, these two differences, You can love yourself, but not like yourself, not liking yourself, The best position is when you love and like yourself, but I'm going out of tangent now, but I'm gonna go with the flow, So the best position is when you love and like yourself, but sometimes you love and you don't like yourself, and sometimes you don't love and you don't like. And this is the worst position ever, because if you don't love yourself, by loving oneself, what I mean is like, when you truly love someone, you don't need to like everything they do or everything they say, but you love them deeply, so you want the best for them, and the best for them is not what you think, maybe is what it works for them, maybe it's something that you hate, but it works for them, or that decision works for them, and that's when you really truly know that you love oneself or you love them deeply. But liking is a different story. Liking oneself or liking another person is like liking in a sense of you are pleased to how they talk, you like the same, hobbies, or you have you share values, or maybe with yourself would be like, okay, you behave in a way that you are proud, or you like, but this doesn't mean you don't love yourself. When you do something that you are not proud of, or that you don't like, or you don't identify with that behavior, you were very, impulsive or whatever you are, you may not like you, or not like your behavior, or in general, if you do many behaviors like this, you may say, oh, I don't like how I am at the moment, or how I am showing up in relationships, at work, whatever it is. But you can still love you, because love is not related to like in this sense. It's like, it's not how it makes you feel. Love is a decision, Like is how it makes you feel. So if you do something that you are not proud of, maybe you don't like it. But you can still love you, to work on yourself to make that thing never happen again, or to make some improvements, and to work on yourself, to make yourself like yourself more. Because that's the trick. It's so different. And when you reach a state when you know that whatever happens, no matter what, you are gonna love yourself, you make that decision, because this is a decision. It's not that you are gonna like yourself all the time. It's that you make the deep decision with yourself, like the core deep decision, that you are gonna love yourself no matter what. Whether you like you or you don't like you. And that means that when you like you, great. I mean, I'm liking that I am a curious individual, imagine. But if I had a trait right now, imagine I was in a pattern of being very lazy with things and procrastinating with things, which sometimes I am. I mean, definitely right now at the moment, I'm procrastinating several things that I need to do. to move on with my life and like admin stuff, because they are a bit boring. And I am procrastinating because I don't want to feel the feelings, you know. But I am very aware of this. So I may not like this, but I love me, so I will work on myself to actually become the person who is actually not procrastinating, doing these admin boring things that much, you know. So you know, what I was saying about boring now, like going back, actually, with myself I'm never bored, but then if you put me a task that I don't enjoy, oh my god. Yeah, maybe I'm avoiding a little bit in that sense, because, well, a little bit boring, but also, yeah, you know, long, easy task, but long. And I know I'm gonna be like a couple of hours doing that. I'm gonna feel feelings of like I don't like that task, whatever. So this is the kind of boredom I get. But the usual, like mainstream, whatever, boredom that people may say, oh, you feel bored. What do you do when you feel bored? When I am on my own, like doing nothing, I pretty much never feel bored. It's when I'm doing something that I don't feel that I am engaged. Yeah, I think I'm getting into a deeper understanding right now. Yeah, actually what I was saying, another memory, like full memory or whatever. What I was saying is like I'm getting into a deeper understanding right now, you know. While talking to you, I knew that with myself and doing nothing, I pretty much never get bored. It's just my mind, you know, even create like dreams, stories, visions, whatever. It's just, but not like anxiety or anything, just, you know, I don't get bored that easily. But then when you ask me to do, or I have to do, or whatever it is, because I have to do these things, or I have to, or I want to do them because I have to do them, but yeah, it would be better if I do them quickly. But yeah, actually I don't feel I will be engaged in those tasks. I'll try my best to be present. So that's the trick. I know that doing this boring for me, boring long, you know, admin tasks at home that I need to do, I need to improve myself in a sense, like to like myself more, or how I am behaving towards the task of doing these tasks, because I'm not liking how I am behaving right now, you know, because I am procrastinating all these admin tasks. And my self-awareness tells me that it's because I'm gonna feel feelings of boredom, you know, I'm not gonna feel engaged. So I need to, you know, if I wanna like myself a little bit more, because I love myself, I'm gonna try and be present, or put some music to feel more engaged while doing this task, or maybe feel so present that when you are so present in the present moment, it doesn't matter really what you're doing, that you're gonna be in flow. So actually these are tricks that I'm gonna do. So you see, love, like yourself is different. I love myself, so I wanna improve the experience. I wanna improve myself. I wanna make things easier, happier for myself. I wanna feel better. I wanna, you know, experience beautiful things, work towards my dreams. This is loving oneself. But liking yourself, you know, is a different story. I hope this is food for thought, and I don't know if I went a bit out of tangent today, but I think it was a great topic. Love yourself, like yourself, and if you don't like yourself right now, just love yourself. I mean, until you like yourself. So the trick here is to commit, and make the core decision to love yourself always. And from that, you'll then make the steps to like yourself more. Because you are not gonna like yourself 24/7. That's an illusion. But you can decide to love yourself 24/7. See you in the next video. Bye.